Does this look dead to you? Everything you're watching was filmed during Thailand's low season. Fewer tourists? Yes. Dead nightlife? Not even close. The venues are open, the girls are there, and you still have more options than you could possibly use in one night. And here's what most people miss. Fewer tourists can actually work in your favor. Less competition, more attention, and more freedom to choose. Still think Thailand dies after dark and low season? Let me prove you wrong. We're checking Bangkok and Pattaya, and I'll show you how to choose the right areas, venues, and nights to turn fewer tourists into a better nightlife experience. Let's establish one thing first. What exactly does dead nightlife mean? For me, it doesn't mean fewer people walking down the street or a few empty tables early in the evening. Dead means venues are closed or barely operating. The atmosphere is flat, and once you arrive, there are hardly any real options. One quiet street filmed at the wrong time proves nothing. In both Bangkok and Pattaya, the real crowd and atmosphere are often inside the venues, and some areas start much later than others. So here's the test. Are the main areas active? Are the venues operating? And do you still have enough choice, girls, entertainment, and atmosphere for a proper night out? If the answer is yes, the nightlife isn't dead. It's simply less crowded, and those are two very different things. Now look at what is actually happening, not what someone decides after walking down one street at 8 in the evening. In Pattaya, the nightlife isn't only operating, parts of it are still expanding. I've seen new bars opening on Soi 6 during low season. Walking Street still has fresh faces in the lineups, while Soi 6, LK Metro, and the Buakhao area remain active. Some places may look calm from outside, but step through the door and the picture can change very quickly. A lot of Thailand's nightlife is invisible from the street. You can stand outside Nana Plaza or Soi Cowboy and decide that Bangkok looks quiet, while the venues inside are busy and the night is moving as normal. Different areas also become active at different times, so a quiet entrance doesn't tell you the whole story. Of course, places close, change owners, and reopen under different names in every season. And honestly, if somewhere disappears during low season, it probably wasn't a venue worth planning your night around anyway. The venues people actually come for haven't gone anywhere. The girls are there, customers are inside, and both cities still give you several active areas to choose from. You don't need every venue to be packed. You need enough quality, atmosphere, and options to build the night you want. And both Bangkok and Pattaya still provide that. Low season removes some tourist traffic. It does not remove the nightlife. Bangkok is where the idea that low season kills the nightlife begins to fall apart. The city doesn't rely only on holiday tourists. It also has expats, business travelers, local customers, and visitors from across Asia. Low season may thin out the streets, but Bangkok's customer base doesn't simply disappear. Start with Soi 4 and Nana Plaza. The bars on Soi 4 become active earlier, while Nana builds later in the evening. The entrance may look relatively calm, but inside, the popular venues are busy, the lineups are there, and the night continues as normal. On a regular weeknight, you may not see people filling every corner, but you can get a better seat, move between venues more easily, and take your time choosing where to stay. Friday and Saturday bring more groups, more energy, and sometimes queues at the most popular places. Soi Cowboy is smaller, so the differences between venues are more obvious. One place can be busy, while the venue next door feels flat. But that happens in every season. Sometimes a quiet venue tells you more about that particular venue than it does about Bangkok. That's the real choice. If you want maximum energy, come on Friday or Saturday. If you prefer easier access, more attention, and less competition, a regular weeknight may actually work better. Low season reduces some of Bangkok's visible street traffic. It doesn't remove the choice. In Bangkok, selecting the wrong venue or arriving at the wrong time usually tells you more than the season does. Pattaya still has more choice than you can use. Literally, when I'm in Pattaya, Some nights I feel like I'm missing out. I'm on Walking Street thinking about Soi 6. Then I'm on Soi 6 wondering what's happening on Soi Boomerang. And somewhere in between I remember that I haven't even checked LK Metro. Low season, and somehow still too many options. That's because Pattaya isn't built around one nightlife street. It has several separate areas, each with different venues, formats, and operating times. Fewer tourists may reduce the intensity, but they don't remove that choice. Walking Street alone can take your entire night. The major go-go venues remain open, the lineups are there, and later in the evening the popular places still become busy. Add the nightclubs, live music bars, and smaller side streets, and you can easily stay there until closing without seeing half of it. Soi 6 starts earlier and gives you a completely different format. The choice is visible directly from the street. New venues are still opening, and simply walking the whole street before deciding where to stop takes time. Then you still have LK Metro, the surrounding Buakhao area, and Soi Boomerang. More venues, more variety, and all within easy reach of each other. Not every place will be packed, but it doesn't need to be. One traveler only needs a few good options in one night, and Pattaya gives you far more than that. Low season doesn't leave you searching for somewhere open. It leaves you deciding which active area you're willing to miss. That is the opposite of dead nightlife. Now imagine walking into a bar and seeing 5 girls for every guy, sometimes even more. Who do you think gets ignored? Definitely not you. I'm not saying this happens in every bar every night. The popular places can still be busy, especially on weekends. But the maths is simple. Low season brings fewer customers. The venues and the lineups don't disappear with them. So instead of fighting for a good seat or someone's attention, you can sit where you want, talk for longer, and properly check the vibe. No rush. If it doesn't click, finish your drink, walk to the next venue and compare. And if you decide to come back, chances are your first choice hasn't disappeared. The girls and staff are less rushed as well. More time, more conversation, and usually better service. One warning though, when you're one of the few guys in the room, extra attention can quickly become extra drink requests. Enjoy it, but you decide the pace. Attention doesn't create an obligation. In high season, you chase attention. In low season, attention chases you. And that is the simple reason why fewer tourists can sometimes give you a better night. Let's be clear. I'm not saying that a completely empty venue with zero energy is somehow a good thing. If the room feels flat, the girls look bored and nothing is happening, move on. But quieter and comfortably active are not the same as dead. A completely packed venue may look great on camera, but being inside can be a different story. You may get a bad seat, feel squeezed into a corner, and see the staff rushing between customers. The room has more energy, but your own experience may actually be worse. The low season sweet spot is somewhere in the middle. Enough customers to create an atmosphere, the lineup is there and the room feels alive, but you still have enough space to enjoy it. A venue can be busy without being packed. And in Bangkok or Pattaya, if one place feels too quiet, you're rarely stuck. Walk to the next venue and find the atmosphere that works for you. I don't need every venue packed. I need it alive. Now for the honest part. Low season can disappoint, but usually not for the reason people think. Arrive too early, go out on a quiet Sunday or Monday, or walk into a secondary venue after heavy rain, and yes, the atmosphere may feel flat. On slower nights, the strongest lineups and customers tend to concentrate inside the popular places. But people make the same mistakes in high season. They follow outdated recommendations, judge an entire area too early, or stay inside a venue with no vibe, and then blame the season. High season crowds can hide a weak venue. Low season exposes it much faster. The smart approach is simple. Start with proven venues in the main areas, arrive at the right time, and if the atmosphere isn't working, move. In Bangkok and Pattaya, another option is normally close. The problem is that lineups, management, and venue quality can change quickly, faster than any YouTube video can follow. That's why I keep current venue reports, warnings, and live updates inside the private Lazy Nomad Telegram. If you're traveling soon, You'll find the details below. Don't confuse a bad venue, bad timing, or simply a bad decision with a dead season. But that's another story. Well, let's be honest. We don't come to Thailand for investment purposes. But low season does come with a financial bonus. Hotels are often cheaper, room availability is better, and depending on your route and dates, flights may cost less as well. Nothing is guaranteed, but any money saved before the night begins leaves more budget once you arrive. Just don't expect the nightlife itself to suddenly go on sale. Drinks and venue prices generally stay the same. The real advantage is better access, more attention, and less competition, not cheaper prices. But if you save money on flights and hotels, you can stay longer or have more money available to waste. Pardon me, to invest responsibly in Thailand's nightlife. Low season may not make the night cheaper, but it can make the entire trip much better value. So better deal or dead after dark? Based on Bangkok and Pattaya, my answer is simple. Yes, low season nightlife is a great deal. Not because it's cheaper, but because you often get more from the experience. The main areas stay active, the choice remains, and fewer visitors can mean more attention and less pressure. High season wins for packed streets and maximum energy. Maybe it's my attitude, but I prefer looking at the advantages. Better seating, more time, and a more personal experience. I'll take that. If you agree, subscribe for more first-hand guides. If you disagree, subscribe too. We clearly have more to discuss. For current venue reports, practical advice, and the stories that don't make YouTube, the private Lazy Nomad Telegram is linked below. For me, low season isn't a compromise. It may actually be the smarter choice. Thanks for tagging along with Lazy Nomad. Until our paths cross again in the neon-lit streets of Southeast Asia, keep exploring, but always keep it lazy. Good night, and see you on the next adventure.